What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're breaking down one of the most intriguing hypothetical matchups in MMA right now. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria at 170 pounds. This isn't just striker versus grappler. This is speed versus pressure, explosiveness versus control. Topuria brings elite boxing, fight-ending power, and constant forward movement. Makhachev brings relentless grappling, composure, and the ability to drain opponents over 5 rounds. So the big question is simple. Can Ilia Topuria keep the fight fast and dangerous long enough? Or does Islam Makhachev turn this into a slow, suffocating war? Let's break down how this fight could play out. Round by round, style by style. Round 1. The bell rings, and the size difference is immediately noticeable. Islam Makhachev looks thicker through the torso at 170, calm and composed, hands high. Ilia Topuria is bouncing on the balls of his feet, coiled, explosive, eyes locked on Islam's chest. They circle cautiously for the first 30 seconds. Islam probes with a long jab, not committing, using it more as a rangefinder. Topuria answers with a sharp outside leg kick, snapping it quickly and pulling back before Islam can catch it. At 410, Islam feints the jab and steps in with a straight right. It grazes Topuria's guard. Ilia fires back immediately with a fast left hook to the body, then a right hand upstairs. The crowd reacts. Topuria's speed is obvious. Islam doesn't rush. He changes levels briefly, forcing Topuria to react, then returns to striking. At 320, Islam shoots his first takedown, low single, but Ilia sprawls hard, stuffing it and circling off. Islam stays attached, switching to a body lock against the fence. Topuria frames on the face and lands a short elbow as he breaks free. Islam eats it cleanly but doesn't blink. At 215, Topuria explodes forward with a 3-punch combo, jab, cross, left hook. The left hook lands flush and Islam takes a step back. It's the cleanest shot of the round so far. Islam resets, then answers with a heavy calf kick that visibly jolts Topuria. Another follows. The speed gap favors Ilia, but the physicality favors Islam. Final minute. Islam pressures, backs Topuria toward the cage, and lands a solid right hand into a clinch. He lands knees to the thigh before Topuria breaks away just before the horn. Round 1 ends, competitive, but Topuria's boxing stands out early. Unofficial score, 10-9 Topuria round 2. Islam comes out more assertive. He immediately pushes the pace, cutting off the cage instead of circling. He throws a jab cross-level change combo, forcing Topuria to defend multiple threats. At 4:30, Islam finally gets a clean takedown, double leg against the fence. Topuria hits the mat but scrambles instantly, working to a knee. Islam stays heavy on top, chest to back, dragging him back down. Islam spends the next 2 minutes grinding. He doesn't rush submissions. Instead, he lands short punches, shoulder pressure, and knees to the body. Topuria defends well, never fully flattened, but he's working hard. At 2:05, Topuria creates space and explodes back to his feet. The crowd roars. As they separate, Ilia fires a fast right hand that snaps Islam's head back slightly. Islam responds by kicking the body, then immediately re-entering the clinch. He's clearly trying to sap Topuria's explosiveness. Final minute. They separate and trade in the center. Topuria lands a crisp jab cross, but Islam lands a heavier right over the top that gets Ilia's respect. No knockdowns, but momentum has shifted. Round 2 ends. Islam's control and pressure make the difference. Unofficial score, 10-9 Makhachev fight, tied 19-19 round 3. This round starts faster. Topuria knows he can't allow long grappling exchanges. He opens with aggressive combinations, attacking the body and head in quick bursts. At 4:10, Topuria lands a brutal left hook to the body, followed by a right hand upstairs. Islam exhales sharply and retreats a step. This is Topuria's best moment of the fight so far. But Islam stays composed. He counters with a perfectly timed level change as Topuria steps in again. This time the takedown is clean and lands in open space. Islam passes to half guard at 3:20. Topuria tries to underhook and shrimp out, but Islam's weight at 170 pounds is smothering. He lands consistent ground and pound, nothing flashy, but steady. At 140, Islam threatens an arm triangle, forcing Topuria to defend and give up position. Islam moves to side control, applying relentless pressure. Topuria survives, but the round is slipping away. In the final 30 seconds, Islam postures and lands several hard elbows that open a small cut near Topuria's eyebrow. Round 3 ends. Clear Makhachev round. Unofficial score, 10-9 Makhachev total, 29-28 Makhachev. Round 4 fatigue is becoming a factor. Topuria is still dangerous, but his bounce is slightly reduced. Islam looks steady, breathing controlled. Topuria comes out aggressive anyway. At 4:35, he lands a clean counter right hand that briefly stuns Islam. The crowd erupts as Ilia presses forward, throwing in combination. Islam clinches to slow things down, absorbing some shots but preventing a full barrage. He lands knees to the body and drags Topuria to the fence. At 3:10, Islam scores another takedown. Topuria defends better this time, scrambling quickly, but Islam stays glued to him, constantly re-engaging. Mid-round, Islam begins targeting the legs and body again whenever they separate. The cumulative damage is showing. Final minute. Topuria lands a sharp jab and a left hook, but Islam answers with a heavy right hand and another clinch. They grind against the cage until the horn. Round 4 ends, close, but Islam's control and damage edge it. Unofficial score, 10-9, Makhachev total, 39-37. Makhachev round 5. Both men know the stakes. Topuria needs a big round, possibly a finish. Islam knows he needs to stay smart. Topuria comes out swinging, throwing fast, tight combinations. At 4:20, he lands a beautiful left hook right hand combo that backs Islam up. This is danger. Islam covers, circles out, then shoots. Topuria stuffs the first attempt, but Islam chains it into a body lock and trips him to the mat at 3:40. This is the fight. Islam settles into top position, heavy hips, chest pressure. Topuria fights relentlessly, but the explosiveness from round 1 is gone. At 2 o'clock, Islam moves to mount briefly, forcing Topuria to give his back. Islam doesn't fully commit to a choke. He prioritizes control, landing punches and elbows. Final minute, Topuria manages to stand, but he's exhausted. Islam clinches immediately, knees the body, and holds position until the final horn. Round 5 ends. Makhachev seals it. Final result, hypothetical. Islam. Makhachev defeats Ilia Topuria by unanimous decision, scores 48-47, 49-46, 48-47. Summary style analysis. Why this fight plays out this way. Ilia Topuria's style, elite boxer with explosive entries. Short, compact hooks and brutal body shots. Dangerous in chaos and transitions. Best when speed and rhythm dominate, problem at 170 pounds. His power still matters, but his explosiveness fades faster. Every clinch, sprawl, and scramble costs him more than it costs Islam. Against a pressure grappler, perfection must be constant. Islam Makhachev's style, suffocating positional grappling. Calm under fire, rarely abandoned structure. Weaponized patience at 170 pounds. Heavier hips, stronger clinch, harder to dislodge. Why he wins over 25 minutes? He doesn't need to dominate early. He lets opponents burn fuel trying to hurt him. Once he's on top, the fight becomes a tax system. Topuria pays every second. The core dynamic. This fight is not striker versus grappler. It's speed versus inevitability. Topuria can win moments. Islam wins time. And in a 5-round fight at 170 pounds, time favors Islam Makhachev. My opinion is, however this fight ends, there will be rematch. I think that this fight might happen at UFC Whitehouse event. What do you think? If you enjoyed this video, please like, and subscribe. See you in the next video.